Hey, and welcome back to the channel. So tonight is our Tuesday night live broadcast where we come to you live every single Tuesday night with success tips, normally talking about something to do with your health, something to do with your weight loss. And so if you are new to our page, or if you are back and you have not yet joined our community, by hitting the subscribe button, ringing the notification bell, and of course on every video you watch, making sure you smash that like button. All three of those things, like literally if I said take 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you could do it that fast. So it helps out our channel and make sure you don't miss anything. So make sure to do that while you're here. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. And if you have been back and this is like your second, 5th, 10th, 100th time joining us, welcome back. So tonight we're going to talk about the basics. And so often when it comes to success and success with your health, success with weight loss, success with business, success in marriage, success in parenting, we like to get all fancy schmancy. We like to get all complicated. We like to get all, I'm going to say in the weeds, okay? Most of the time, we focus on the things that don't get us the biggest result. Most of the time, we focus on the thing that makes us feel good, but doesn't get a result. So if I were to ask you, okay, do you want to focus on the thing that makes you feel good? Or do you want to focus on the thing that's going to get you a result? Do you want to focus on the thing that's going to make you go, I did that? Or do you want to focus on the thing that's going to have you down pounds at the end of this week, down pounds at the end of this month, down pounds? It's actually going to have a tangible, measurable result where you can see yourself moving closer and closer and closer to your goal. So understanding that the rest of the world, most of society, most people do what we call busy activity. Their day is filled with things that they want to do. And so first and foremost, I want to just say that the road to success, where you're at and where you want to be, is the road. Most of us, I don't really know anybody that's like, I want to be unhealthier. I want to be in a worse situation financially. I want to be less of a parent. I want to be a, jerk for a spouse. I want to have a crappy marriage. Most people want to move forward from where they're at. They don't want to go backwards, right? Like it's natural to want to move your life ahead. It's natural to want to be the best version of yourself. It's natural to want to get better and be better. I think because inside of us, we know that most of us aren't living our best life. Most of us know that there's more to life than what we're currently living. And so there's this thing inside of us that wants to go towards that. With that being said, most companies, most websites, most commercials, especially when it comes to weight loss, and that's the example we're going to use tonight. It's just such an easy example to use, but this applies in every area of your life. And I'll give you some examples of those other areas in a moment. But let's talk about the weight loss industry for a second. Let's talk about the people that are selling weight loss diets, weight loss pills, weight loss programs. Do they make money off of us succeeding or failing? Think about it. If every person they sold a weight loss product to succeeded, you would no longer be a customer because they would have sold it. It would have worked. You would have been like, thank you. But they make billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars off of typically the same circle of us, the same percentage of us. We are repeat offenders. We're on one thing, one fad, one day, one detox here, one diet there. Most of us that have struggled with our weight are serial dieters, serial weight loss hoppers, serial whatevers. And the reason that is because we don't want to do, or we struggle with doing, what we're going to talk about tonight. Because if you can do and wrap your brain around the fact that to succeed, you're going to be doing the basics for the rest of your life, you are going to be unusually successful. If you can wrap your brain around the fact that the basics can literally get you any body you want to have, you don't need any of the fancy schmancy stuff. So let's talk about what are the basics. What are the basics? The basics are nutrition, okay? What you're eating, nutrition. Fitness, working out. Yes, working out. So eating, working out, water, drinking half your body weight in water every day. I drink a gallon. My clients drink a gallon. So we have nutrition, fitness, water, sleep. Those are the 4 basics when it comes to nutrition. Nutrition, fitness, water, and sleep. So let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about nutrition. Let's talk about the big daddy, the big kahuna, the big guy on the block. Let's talk about nutrition. The one that none of the rest of matter if you don't have this one dialed in. Let's talk about nutrition for a second, okay? You can never outwork a bad diet. It doesn't matter how many calories you're obliterating with your workouts. It doesn't matter how many hours you're spending in the gym. If you are overeating, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So the basics when it comes to food. The basics when it comes to food is eating in a calorie deficit. So often people say, well, Carmen, all calories are not created equal. Yes, they are. Every calorie is created equal. Now, the nutrition in that calorie isn't created equal, but a calorie is a calorie is a calorie. That is why you can gain weight eating at McDonald's. You can also lose weight eating at McDonald's. Why? Because the quality of the food has nothing to do with how many calories are in it. So first and foremost, you need to know how many calories you're eating. And to lose weight, it takes 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound. So if you are burning, let's just say 1,800 calories a day, but you're eating 2,000 calories a day, that's how we gain weight slowly over time. If we're eating, if we're eating 1,800 calories, we're burning 1,800 calories a day, but we're eating 1,500 calories a day, that leaves us in a 300 calorie deficit. That's going to take us 10 and a half days to lose 1 pound. And you can literally do the math on how long it's going to take you to lose weight based on how many calories you're burning versus how many calories you're eating. And so you have to have your nutrition on point. You have got to learn how to eat to lose weight. You've got to learn how to eat in a way that's fueling your body, that's giving you peak performance, and that's learning portions. It's tracking. And so often I'll get somebody started in a weight loss boot camp or a weight loss program, and they'll look at me and be like, so broccoli? I need to measure it? Lettuce? I need to measure it? Because there's all these programs out there where they have all these free foods and blah, blah, blah. Listen, Linda. Yes. Measuring is key for everything. Measuring helps teach you, reprogram you, rewrite the overweight program you have in your head. Because if you're overweight, it's because you have an overweight program. Our behavior comes from how we think and what we know inside of our head. So if you want to behave differently, you have to change the program. You have to change the way you think. You have to change what has been programmed into your head. And for most of us, that has to do with food choices and quantity. So you have to be measuring everything you eat. Your vitamins, cooking spray, oils, butters, broths, vegetables. I don't care what it is. If it's going in your mouth, you need to measure it. I've had people that were plateaued and we started looking through their nutrition, and they were overeating when it came to their vitamins. Their vitamins had 100 to 200 calories a day. Well, it doesn't matter again how many vitamins you're eating. If you're overeating calorically, you're going to gain weight. This is why you'll see people that eat clean but struggle with their weight. This is why you see people that work in the health industry that have a passion to eat clean, to eat nuts, to eat, avocados and dates and all those healthy fats, but they struggle with their weight. Yeah, they're eating cleaner than some people, but they're eating too much. And so your nutrition is the basics of your food. If basics of weight loss, basics of health, if you look at a pyramid, a triangle, you know how they have the nutrition would be the one down here that is the basis, the pillar, the very first foundation you have to look at when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle is what are you eating? How many calories are you taking in? Because if you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight. And, I will go toe to toe with anybody who wants to tell me that you can't eat junk and still lose weight, because that's just not true. Now, I'm not advocating for you to eat junk. Yes, there are consequences that come with eating your junk, that comes with eating junk. When you eat junk, it has things in it that make you want more. It increases cravings. It can increase mood swings. It can lower your metabolism. All those things can come with junk. But no one can tell you that if you eat junk, but you're still in a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight, because it's not true. Not true. But your nutrition, you got to be tracking your nutrition if you want to lose weight. Period. End of story. And you've got to track everything. And I get the fact. See, the reason why people don't like to do the basics is because so often we're like, well, the basics are boring, Carmen. The basics aren't sexy. Okay, yeah, I'll give it to you. You're right. The basics aren't sexy. Like measuring everything out on your food scale, that's not sexy. But you know what is sexy? The result of doing it. Your backside, if you do it, is going to look sexy. You in a bikini is going to look sexy. You in those skinny jeans is going to look sexy. So yeah, the act of measuring out the food isn't fun, but it works. Where you're at and where your goal is paved with things you don't want to do, that aren't fun. And that's okay. To be unusually successful in any area of your life, you're going to have to do some things that you're not currently doing. You're going to have to make some changes. To get a change, you've got to make a change. I had a question yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was Monday. I had a question and someone said, measuring out my food, isn't that like my vegetables? Isn't that kind of obsessive? And I've had this question so many times before. I used to think this. I read that question and I thought, oh, it's my thought 10 years ago. You know who calls people obsessed? Obsessed is really what being obsessed is? It's being so focused on a goal that failure isn't an option. That's really what being obsessed is. So if someone's going to say that I'm obsessed with my health, okay, what's the ulterior option? That I don't care? The other option is that I just don't care, that I'm not obsessed, that I'm not taking the time, that I'm not planning, that I'm not figuring. I will be obsessed with my husband, obsessed with being a good wife, obsessed with being a good mom, obsessed with making a difference in other people's lives, keeping my health, my spiritual, emotional, and mental health. I will be obsessed with all those things. Yes, please and thank you. But the old me used to judge all those obsessed people that had results. It's what I used to say about the people that had the results that I wanted, but I didn't want to do the work that they were obsessed with. Yeah, I'm not saying that's where her question came from, but that's where mine used to come from. And so I totally do not like that, where someone's like, oh, you're just obsessed. Yes, I am. I refuse to fail in this area of my life. If you want to call it obsessed, that's okay. That's on you. So your nutrition, the base of weight loss results is your nutrition. You're not going to get to the health you want, the body you want, without tracking your nutrition. Period. End of story. And it's also going to start teaching you, when you get obsessed with this, you actually start learning what you should be eating. You start learning what your body has, I could talk to you guys about nutrition for hours. I'm not going to, because I need to get the other three. But you start learning quantities. You start learning portions. You start learning portion control. You are going to start seeing why you had a weight issue or a health issue at all when you start doing this. Number 2, workouts, fitness. Now, I know someone's going to say, well, Carmen, you don't have to work out to lose weight. Okay. Yeah, you right. You don't, but that's a slow way. That's like the inefficient way, because again, weight loss is all about a calorie deficit. So if you are, at the end of the day, if you're only in a deficit of 300 calories and you're not working out, the only thing you can do to speed up that weight loss, if you're not working out, is eat less. Well, you should never be eating less than 1,200 calories. That is like the floor at which you should be eating. There's a whole bunch of health things that can happen if you start eating below that. We're not going to get into that, but just trust me, you don't want to really be going lower than 1,200 calories. You can jack up your metabolism, you can jack up your hormones, all those things. There are side effects that comes from being on a starvation diet, and under 1,200 calories starts to get into those levels. So with that being said, 1,200 calories is typically the floor you want to eat at. Well, there's only so many less calories you can eat to speed up the weight loss. But you know what you can do to rev up, to hit the acceleration button to speed up your weight loss? Burn more calories. You know, the whole saying, eat less, move more, lose weight. Totally true. That is a true statement. Eat less, move more. Because when you're eating less, you're taking in less calories. When you're moving more, you're burning more calories. So when you move properly, when you're burning more calories, let's just say, instead on that first example, you're burning 1,800 calories a day, you're eating 1,500. That was a 300 calorie deficit. Based on that metric, it would take you 10 and a half days to lose a pound. Let's just say you started working out 30 minutes a day. You burned 300 calories. Now you're in a 600 calorie deficit every single day. Instead of taking you 10 and a half days to lose a pound, you just cut that in half. Now it's 5 days. Now imagine if you burned 500 calories a day working out. That's an 800 calorie deficit. That's a pound every 4 days. So do you see how working out really makes all the difference when it comes to weight loss? It takes you from a snail's pace to lightning fast just by adding fitness into the mix. Not to mention the fact that it gives you lean muscle, which speeds up your metabolism. Not to mention the fact that the sexiest, healthiest people on the planet have fitness. Not to mention it produces endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Not to mention it's like the fountain of freaking youth. And yeah, and this is coming from a chick who used to hate fitness, who really believed God made those fit, you're just another workout away from a good mood people, and then he made me. And I was not one of those people. I did not fit into that equation. However, after doing it, not because I loved it, but because I wanted the result of it. Did you hear me? I didn't start working out because I loved it. I understood the fact that where I was and where I wanted to go and the road to get there was going to be paved with some things I didn't want to do, some things I didn't like to do, some things that weren't just made for me. I understood the fact that success was on the other side of doing the things I didn't want to do because I should, not because I wanted to. And I understood that through business. So when I started working out, I didn't like it, but I did it because I wanted the result that came with it. And so, oh my goodness. And listen, you don't have to work out for hours. I'm talking 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day is 2% of your day. 2% of your day. And so you can do anything for 30 minutes, 6 days a week. Move your body, burn some calories. And you don't have to go to the gym. Listen, I'm a busy mom of 3. My husband and I run several companies. We do personal coaching. Like we have a full plate of stuff that my husband and I do. So if me, getting my fitness on depended on me going to the gym and finding someone to watch my 3 kids and, the commute and all of that, the thought is nice. But for me personally, I wouldn't get it done as much if I had to commute to the gym. So I work out from home, and I have been ever since I started working out 7.5 years ago. My commute is walking down both sets of my stairs to my basement and pressing play on the workout I'm going to do for the day, where I literally get to work with some of the best fitness experts and minds and creators in the space, in the world. And I'm not relying on my lack of expertise to walk into a freaking gym and expecting myself to know what I'm supposed to do to maximize a workout. I'm paying an expert to show me from the privacy of my own and comfort of my own home what I need to be doing every single day. So I'll put the link in the description box on the streaming service that I use. I've been using it for 7.5 years. All my friends, all my family use it because I talk about it. And they've seen my results. Like, give me a break. They've seen me go from a size 22 to a size 2 using that platform. So I'm obviously a believer because it got me results. And it's got my family and friends results. So I'll continue to talk about it because I like it. And when you like something, it's like when you go to a restaurant and you like the food, you tell people about it. All right, the third thing is water. Water. You should be drinking half of your weight in water every single day. No, just because coffee is mostly water, that's not water. I'm talking water. Plain white water. And I personally drink a gallon, which is 127 ounces. All my clients, when they get started, it's a gallon. And most of us, yes, we struggle in the beginning because most of us are walking around on the planet dehydrated. And do you know when you're dehydrated, your metabolism slows down, which is not good? Like that means you lose weight quicker. Your body holds onto stuff more. Nothing in your body functions the way it should be functioning when you're dehydrated. Being dehydrated dehydration has the same symptoms as hunger. So most people walking around on the planet saying, I'm so hungry. They're not hungry, they're dehydrated, but they think they're hungry. Drink your water. And there's this rule that I personally have. It's called the 10 gulp rule. Every time the water bottle touches my mouth, I take 10 gulps. By taking 10 gulps, every time you drink, you can actually spike your metabolism. You can spike your metabolism. Isn't that cool? Which means your body is torching the calories you're eating faster, which means if you're not trying to lose weight, you can eat more. And if you're trying to lose weight, you're going to lose more quicker. So it's the 10 gulp rule. Every time the water touches your mouth, gulp, 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 10 gulps. I know that I just spiked my metabolism. Yes. It's like this little game. I'm like literally 1, 2, 3. So drink your water. Drink your water. And look, I understand that most of us have heard drink your water, but are you doing it? Because the difference between hearing and knowing, hearing is that you've heard somebody say it, but you don't know it. Know it is that you're doing it. You're proof of it. Someone can look at your life and go, wow, like she knows that. I've heard lots of things that I don't know because I'm not living proof of them. But the water, I know about drinking water because I drink a gallon every single day. And my life has been, even when I go on vacation, when I'm eating crappy food and I'm on vacation and I plan to those crappy foods, I drink 1.5 gallons a day because like I need that water's help to rev my metabolism, to flush out all the junk food that I'm eating, and it works. So that's number 3 is your water. The 4th basic is sleep. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. Every single night. If you don't get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, your body can go into this if you do not get the proper amount of sleep for more than 3 days, your body can go into this thing called metabolic grogginess. And this is where your metabolism slows down. You get increased brain fog. The little things in your head that are sharp and connect and tell you all the things are not firing properly. Some of us call it mom brain. But that's like a real legit thing. And, so often these 4 things, they can get very boring. It's the same thing in basketball. Think about it. Before Michael Jordan learned how to do the in between the legs, flying through the air, tongue hanging out, slam dunking the ball, before Michael Jordan learned that, what are the things that he did, that he practiced more than anything else? Pass, dribble, shoot. The basics. Every single practice. Even the pros do drills on the basics. So the best basketball players in the world still do, the foundation of their game is the basics. Pass, dribble, shoot. That is the foundation, and they do it every single day they're practicing. Imagine if Michael Jordan would have went to practice, or LeBron James, or whoever your flavor is, and they were like, I'm just really sick of pass, dribble, shoot. I'm going to try this new thing, and it's going to be called the drizzle. We're going to do the drizzle. We're not going to dribble. We're going to do this new thing. It's the cool thing. It's the new fad. It's like a detox for your body. It's called the drizzle. No, we would be like, what are you smoking, dude? Like, what are you smoking? You ain't changing to the drizzle. It's the dribble. You dribble. They would be like, let's drug test you because you smoking something. Look, they don't change it. It's the basics. But here we are in the weight loss industry. Oh, we got to change the nutrition and have 100 different options. We got to have some detoxes, and we got to have all these versions of salts, and we got to just change it. Why? Because every time they change it, it's something for you and I to go freaking buy. And then we put our hope into this new thing thinking it might be the thing for us. No, it is the basics, the freaking basics. Dribble, pass, and shoot. Volleyball, bump, set, spike. Bump, set, spike. We spent hours when I played volleyball on the basics. When I ran track, oh my gosh, the basics when I ran track, depending on what part of track you run, it was getting in those little block things, right? You have 1 foot out, 1 foot back, you have your hands on the ground. And one of the basics was coming out of the chute, hearing the gun go off and starting fast. When I was a marathon runner, not a marathon runner, when I was in a team and we had relays, it was one of the basics was passing the baton. We spent hours passing the freaking baton because you become inefficient in the basics. And if you're inefficient in your game, you lose. And so you're inefficient in the basics of weight loss. If you're inefficient in the nutrition, if you're inefficient in the working out, if you're inefficient in the water, if you're inefficient in the sleep, you are going to still play, but you will lose. It's when you master the basics. It's when you become good at the basics. It's when you can do the basics in your sleep that you actually start winning. And let me just touch here for just a second. You never get to the point where you don't have to practice the basics. Did Michael Jordan ever get to the point where he didn't have dribble drills, passing drills, shooting drills? I can remember playing basketball, having to do shooting drills every freaking practice. Before the game, think about it, before a professional basketball player goes into the game, they practice by shooting drills, passing drills, dribbling drills. Before a baseball game starts, they're doing the basics. They're throwing the ball. Someone's hitting it. They're throwing it. They're warming up, doing the basics. So the professionals who are the best of the best in the world still start with the basics. But yet here we are in the weight loss industry trying to be all fancy schmancy, sexifying it, making it fun. No, it doesn't have to be fun. The basics were established a long time ago and they still work. When people come ask me, Carmen, oh my gosh, woman, how did you lose that much weight so fast? And how have you kept it off? The basics. I got really good at the basics. Nutrition, fitness, water, sleep. And all of them are a choice. All of them are a choice. You could give me any excuse. Like if you were right here with me and you tried to say, Carmen, I don't have time to meal plan. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Carmen, I don't have time to work out. Okay. Carmen, I don't have time to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Carmen, I don't have time. That's a whole nother call for a whole nother day. That's a time management issue. But we all have time for what we choose to have time for. So it's not about finding the time, friend. It's about going out there and making the time. It's about robbing the time from all those other inefficient places that it's going, like social media, like TV shows, like, scrolling Instagram for hours a week. It's taking back the time from all those places that aren't serving you, aren't helping you, and putting them towards an area, nutrition, working out, water, sleeping, that are actually going to help you get to the body you want. You've been saying you want. You've been saying you're going to get, but you've been staying stuck. And so I'm telling you, these basics, I get passionate about the basics because I know they work. They've worked for me. They work for my clients, and I know they'll work for you if you work them. So anyway, that's our call this week on the basics. It was a sexy call, wasn't it? See, you can make the basics sexy. Whoever said you can't, they don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Before you leave, make sure to smash that like button, ring the notification bell, subscribe, join our growing community. I would love to have you become a member. That'll just simply notify you every time we upload here on the channel. We will be back tomorrow, Wednesday, for season 2, episode 1 of The Biggest Transformation. We're journeying with 8 people through their weight loss journey. It's going to be an awesome episode. You're going to meet the cast, hear why they're here. So I will see you back here on the channel tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great week on purpose. Bye.